and welcome to Mimi's Sketchbook. Today my illustration was inspired by Paul David Tripp's book New Morning Mercies, and today is July 20th. And these are some daylilies, and they are in their glory right now. And they're called daylilies because each blossom on the stalk only lasts for one day. And after that day, it shrivels up and dies. And then the next one in line blooms for another day. And it goes on like that until all the blooms are used up. And these are some daylilies that I have growing in my yard, and I love them because they're the old-fashioned daylilies. They are simple, and they're not the orange. They've been developed so they're a little bit different color, but they are the type that after it blooms, that blossom literally twists up and dries, and it falls right off of the stem. And the new ones, the new hybrids that have been developed, and they have been developed into the most beautiful colors and contrasts, and just unbelievable the variety that there are. These new ones are much bigger, and when the blossom has finished for the day, it doesn't twist up and die. It becomes this big mush of yucky pulp. And unless you go outside and you literally pick up that glob of dead flesh and pick it off, it hangs on there for days. And that's why I like the old-fashioned ones. They clean up after themselves, whereas the new ones need a lot of work. In my town and the region that I live in, there's a wonderful organization called Open Gardens. And people open their gardens to anybody to come and walk through on certain days. And so I went this past weekend, and the display of these hybrid daylilies was absolutely breathtaking. And it almost made me want to buy some. But then I talked to one of the owners and asked them, how long does it take you to clean up your daylilies before every day? And he said it takes 2 hours to go around and clean up the dead and spent flowers off of all of his plants. And that just reminded me, nope, I don't want to deal with that. I want to stick with the good old-fashioned type that grow in the ditches along the road and put on their happy, beautiful displays. Today in his devotions, Paul Tripp, introduction, says, grace doesn't help you just to do different things, but to become a totally different person by changing you at the level of your heart. And then Paul goes on to say, he, God, wants more than reformed behavior. He sent his Son to die for you so that you would have a new heart, one that is constantly being renewed. And that is just what reminded me of these daylilies, is that every day this plant is renewed. It has a totally renewed flower. The old is gone, and this day is a brand new flower. And he also had us read Psalm 51. And the part that I love so much is, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. And I think that every time I see these beautiful daylilies, that they will remind me of this wonderful promise of God, that he is so willing to create a new heart in me. So thank you for joining me at Mimi's Sketchbook. I hope this has been an encouragement to you, and God bless.